Hello everyone, and welcome to the Monday morning musing webinars. I have been trying to go live on Facebook this morning and having a lot of trouble. So I hope everyone is having a great Monday morning. Please guys, if anyone has any questions throughout this 30-minute webinar, please ask me questions in the chat panel, or you're very welcome to ask me some questions afterwards as well. So I'm going to try, I don't know what's going on with Facebook, but anyway, not to worry. Okay, let's get started, guys, because we only do have half an hour. So I'm going to start the PowerPoint presentation. And again, welcome so much, guys, for being here. And how to create attainable financial business goals. Just so for you guys that are watching that don't know, I am an ex-accountant and worked for over 10 years as a bookkeeper when the GST came into place. So I've worked around people's financial goals and business strategies for many years before becoming a coach. And this is where some of these tips that I'm going to give you today come from. I also look forward to seeing you guys every Monday morning. There will be different hints and tips. It will be just a half an hour webinar that you can watch back at any time. So let's get going. I have got some notes so that I don't lose my way. But like I said, guys, if anyone would like to ask any questions, please pop them in the chat and hopefully I'll be able to get to them at the end. So the step one is that you need to set a financial goal, and you need to set a financial goal that is attainable. One of the things that business owners tend to do is they tend to set goals around numbers or figures rather than setting goals that they know they are going to need or that they're going to want, and that they can actually break it down and get to that goal. So step one is that you must create a financial goal. You need to know where you're going. Just saying a figure does not work. I often have clients come into my mastermind that say they want to make $10,000 a month or something like that, but they have no idea how to do that. So you need to create a goal, and there's a couple of specific things that we're going to look at on the next slide that you need to consider when you set these goals. So first and foremost, what projected income do you need? What is it that do you know your expenses? What projected income do you need? And it's great to say, I want to turn around, and I have this all the time, I want a 10,000K month, but that 10,000K is turnover. Is it going to cover your expenses? Is it going to cover your some take-home pay? So what you need to do when you set a goal financially is that you need to look at what income are you wanting or needing to get this business going. And the first thing you need to look at is your business expenses. So what income do you need to cover your business expenses? So you need to look at all your overheads. Now, some people might not have any overheads when you first start out your business, but there might be some overheads as you get bigger and bigger. Do you outsource? Are you going to create a website? Are you going to go into a coaching program and have a mentor? Whatever it is for you, what overheads do you have? And you need to have a look at those. Marketing expenses. Are you going to have any marketing expenses at all? Now, again, if you're starting a business, you might not, but if you're a little bit further down the track and you're wanting to upscale your business a little bit, well, there might be some marketing expenses that you might have. Are you going to have any contractors working for you? Are you going to outsource anything in your business? You need to pop that in as well. And of course, as you get bigger, you will need to outsource. So that needs to be taken into account into your projected income? Do you have stock in your business? So whatever your expenses are in your business, you know, electricity, car, fuel, if you have a good accountant and you're a sole proprietor and you have a good accountant, they'd be able to tell you all about what you can claim and what you can't. What a lot of business owners forget is that they look at what they need in their business, but they forget about paying themselves. Now, I think that one of the most important things when you're in business is to pay yourself. Why would you be working every single day in a business that you don't have a benefit or something for yourself? So you would want to be looking at what your personal expenses are. So have a look first at your household expenses. What do you need at home to live? What expenses do you have? If, of course, you've got a home office, you may be able to claim some of your home expenses in your business, but please do chat with your accountant, because there's lots of other little bits and pieces of things that need to be considered. But what household expenses do you need to cover when running your business? Your food. What food do you need to be able to eat every day? Do you want to go on a holiday? How much money do you need to take home to go on this holiday? Do you have any social expenses going out? Or do you want to put some money away? A lot of business owners, when they set their financial goals, they forget about their personal part. They look at just the business. Now, the business is separate and should be kept separate to your personal, but you do want to be taking home a wage. That's what I recommend. Again, guys, talk to your accountant about this, but I highly recommend that you have a look at what you want to take home as your pay and make sure that you put that into your projected income that is needed. Okay, so these are the sort of things that you need to cover before you even start to think about the profit that you want in your business. So you need to have a look at what you need to cover and then add some profit margin to your business. Okay, let's move on. So to be able to then attain that financial goal, you need to have a think of what you're going to offer. What services are you going to put out there in order to get money back? So this will depend, of course, on each individual person and what you offer, what your training you have, what programs you can put together. But you need to have a think about what is it that you're going to offer. And if it's stock, perhaps stock could be an offering, or perhaps you might want to add stock that might be great income on the side for your services. But what is it that you're going to offer? Because this is how you're going to work out how to attain that financial goal. So really important that you sit down and work out what you can offer people for your for that money to be able to reach those financial goals. Now, here's a few things that you might be offering. You might be offering retreats, workshops, one-on-one sessions, programs, or trainings. So there's lots of different things that you can offer. It is really, really important that you understand that with each of these offerings, that there is a different conversion rate. And what do I mean by that? Okay, so conversion rates with clients is all about how many people do you need to speak to before you sell one of your offerings. Now, depending on the price point, and we'll speak about this a little bit more in a minute, but depending on the price point of your offering, your conversion rates will be different. But you must begin that once you start selling, that you have to know what your conversion rate is, and you will see why it's so important. Of course, usually the bigger the more expensive the offering, the lower the conversion rate. And I'm going to work on a conversion rate of 1 in 10. So you speak to 10 people, you convert one person into your offering. That is not necessarily always the case. It does depend on what your price points are, who your client is, what you're solving. So there's a lot of variables in here, but really important that you work out what your conversion rate is for each of your offerings and your prices here too. And guys, one of the things that I've seen a lot of errors being made too, when you price your items, make sure that I like to go back to how much do I like to get paid per hour, and I sort of work out, you know, what my hourly rate will be in a conversion of a one-on-one session, which is easy because that's an hour session. But if I've got a workshop, let's say I'll base the workshop on 5 people, and there's 5 people for an hour workshop, how much would I like to get paid? So there's a lot of variables here that you have to think about, and you need to start cutting things back to work out what it is that you're happy to be paid in order to create these offerings and then to bring your clients in. Okay, so you need to create a funnel. It's great that we talk about offerings and things like that, but you need to create a funnel to get people into your offerings. Now, I see a lot of mistakes on social media by people trying to offer their top value programs or their top value offering without offering anything in between or without creating connection with their clients. So the first thing that I highly recommend is that everybody creates some sort of freebie to start creating connection with people. Then you need a medium offer. This is usually something that is priced anything from $10, depending on what it is, up to, you know, maybe $500. It depends what your big offer is. And then you have your high level offer, which is the thing that you want people to buy into, your most expensive product. And just to give you an idea, guys, of if you have a goal of $20,000, say, in a month, and your high level offer is $1,000, you need to convert 20 people into that high level offer. So how do you start thinking about this and cutting it back? Because it's great, like I said before, to look at it and say, I want to make $20,000 next month, but how do you cut this down to be able to create that goal? And that's what we're looking at. So this is all the background work that you must do before. So let's say there is a conversion rate of 1 in 10. This, like I said, this will vary because the more expensive your offer is, sometimes the more or the higher the conversion rate, the less expensive, the lower the conversion rate. Did I say that the right way? Anyway, you know what I mean. The more expensive your price is, the lower the conversion rate. So in other words, no, the higher, I did say it right, the conversion rate, 1 in 10. But the other way, the lower the price, the higher your conversion rate will be. You might convert 5 people in 10 because it's a lower price point. That's just how it works. But let's have a look at the conversion rate of 1 in 10. So to be able to convert 1 person into your high level offer, you must connect with 100 people for your freebie, or a very, very low cost. But a freebie is the best way to go. People are not going to spend money with you unless they know who you are. So you need to have a think about this. So if you're wanting 20 people in your high level offer, you can see that you will need to times that by 20. So we've got 20, so 10 by 20 is 200 people, and you're looking at about 2,000 people to have to connect with to get your to get those 20 people into your high level offer. So when you're beginning to put out your offers, when you're beginning to jump on social media to advertise a high level offer, or you're wanting to get people in one-on-one, you need to realize that you need to give it time. I've also seen people create high-level programs or workshops or master classes and only have a lead time of maybe a week or two. That's not going to be enough if you have to talk to so many people, connect with so many people, like say 2,000 from your freebies, talk to 200 to get 20 people in that high level offer. So these are the sort of things that if you want to hit your financial goals that you need to really sit down and work out before you actually put out those high level offers. Because I've often seen people putting out offers, creating masterclasses and not giving themselves enough lead time to get those people in. So again, guys, anyone has any questions, please put them down. So creating the sales that you need. So here's just an example of a spreadsheet that I've put together. Okay. So let's say you're wanting, like I said before, your $20,000 a month. You need to work out what your offers are and how many people you're going to sell to create that goal. So let's say you're wanting $20,000. You can see that if you're having one-on-one clients, they're going to, in a program, it's going to cost $2,000. You will need to convert 10 clients for that month to get your $20,000. If you've got a workshop and the workshop's $55 and you've got 10 clients in there, that's only $550. If you're running a retreat and say, and guys, remember this is before expenses. So this is just projected income. So say you're running a retreat and the retreat cost of the retreat is $500, 10 clients will give you $5,000. So you need to begin to work backwards, not only in how are you going to bring that money in, and these might vary. Okay, so sometimes you might have a workshop, sometimes you might have one-on-one clients, sometimes you might be running a masterclass or a program, but you need to sit down and look at your projected income. I would start with looking at it for the year and then start cutting down what you're going to do at what cost for that year to create your income, and then what is your conversion rate, and then start to work out how many people you need to speak to that year, each month, each week, and each day. And yes, it sounds complicated, but if you want to create and really attain those financial goals, you need to have a plan of how you're going to find these people. So today, and I'm very transparent, guys, this is part of my freebies. This is part of me connecting with people to show you what I work, how I work, and what I can do for you. So this is my way of connecting with people. So I know that if I want to reach a certain goal, I need to connect with so many people every week, every day, speak to so many people on the phone to be able to do my weekly conversions. So really important. This does take a little bit of time, guys, and it changes and it goes up and down, and that's okay, but you must know your figures. So incredibly important. Okay, so let's have a quick review before I go to the questions. The first thing you do is you need to work backwards. I highly recommend that you start with what you need for the business to cover the business and what you need to cover yourself for your own expenses at home or to pay yourself a wage, because it's very rewarding. And again, guys, you know I work with money frequencies, and what happens is that you create a much nicer energetic frequency when you have money coming into your house. Okay, so you need to work backwards, and I would start with working backwards as in what would I like, have a look at it, then start working out your offers and going backwards before you actually jump on creating those offers and offering them off to people. So create your goal, create your plan. A goal without a plan is just a dream. So you must have a plan. And you must have a plan of, like I said, it's not just how much money do I need to make every week. It's a plan of how many people do I need to connect with, how many people do I need to talk to get my conversion to this particular event or offering. So guys, as you know, I don't offer just one event. You can. I have many events, and I know conversion rates for each of my events, and I know how many people I need to talk to for everything that I do in my business. Okay, know your conversion rate, really important. That is something that you need to begin to measure. And not only, guys, know your conversion rate when you speak to someone on the phone, begin to have a look at what conversion rates you get from your emails, from your posts on Facebook, and make sure that when you begin to do any work to get these people into your phone calls, into your strategy calls, that you know whether posts work or they don't. And if posts don't work, don't keep repeating the same posts. You must evaluate constantly. Every time I try something different, when it's a Facebook post or something like that, or even these Monday Musing webinars, I have a look at what conversion, what does it do for me? Yes, it adds lots of value. Very important that when you give away freebies for people, that you do give them value, but you need to know what your conversion rates are, or else you would not be wanting to put time and effort into something that is not going to convert into business. At the end of the day, this is business, and you need to always make sure that, yes, you want to give lots of value, you want to make sure you're helping people, you know, you want to make sure it's coming from the heart, all those sorts of things, but you also need to make sure that the time that you put into anything that you do is also converting for you, or else you're not going to create any goals, you're not going to achieve those goals, and you're not going to have food to put on your table. Okay, plan to connect with the number of people needed, and break down your connections to yearly. How many people do I need to talk to in a year? Break it down to monthly, break it down to weekly, and then break it down to daily. And yes, this can also be networking events, anything at all that you can go to. At the moment, there's no networking anything unless it's on Facebook, but anything at all that you can break it down daily. So do you need to speak to 10 people a day? Do you need to be in front of 10 people a day to get that one phone call, to get, you know, to get that possible one conversion? Or do you need to speak to 100 people a day to get the 10 phone calls to get that one conversion? You will only know that when you start to put your figures down. Okay. Now, if you sit down and you do all of this and you go, oh my God, I have to speak to like 100 people a day, that is impossible. You can't do that. So you need to now have a look at, is the goal attainable? If the goal is not attainable, there's a few things that you need to look at. Number one is review your expenses. The quickest thing you can do to cut back the income that you need is to review your expenses and where can you cut things back. And that might also be, for a short time, personal expenses. The next thing is to review your offers. So to have a look at your offers and say, can I do something slightly different? Do I need maybe more people in some offers? What do I need to do that's different? Do I need a program? One of the hardest things that I speak to my mastermind group about is to constantly be chasing a one-off client. So if you can look at what you're selling, or what it is that you're going to offer, and you can offer a program to get a complete solution for a person, that's going to be easier than chasing a one-off client all the time, because it is a lot of work to put in to get just one client for one appointment. So I highly recommend that you look at what your offers are. And the third one is review your prices. Now, when I say review your prices, I'm not going to suggest that you put your prices down, because it's not something that I advocate for. What I suggest is that you put your value up and you offer more value to your clients in your programs, or you create complete solutions to those programs, rather than putting your prices down, because you'll be working twice as hard. And that is a massive misconception that happens in the service industry, and especially in the coaching industry. People put their prices down thinking they're going to get more clients, but in actual fact, it does not work like that. For some reason, people often, if something's really underpriced, they will actually look at it and think it's no good because it's underpriced. So review your prices, guys. You might need to create a program and put your prices up. So thank you so much, everyone. If anyone's wanting to contact me, my half an hour is already up, and I've got already another meeting with someone coming up straight after this. I'm going to jump into the chats to see if I've got any questions. But please, guys, if anyone, there are no questions here. If anyone has any questions, or you would like to reach out to me, please do so. You can find me on Facebook, or on sandra@sandramadaffrey.com.au is my email, which is really easy. I'd love to have a chat with you and let you, have a strategy call to see, what you need or possibly what's going wrong. There is no obligation in those strategy calls. It's great if someone wants to work with me, yes, but if you don't, that's okay too. But guys, I hope that helped. I will look forward to seeing you next week. I'm not sure what I'm going to do each week. I'm just going to play it by ear and see what people ask. But have a great week, everyone, and I will see you again at 10 a.m. next week for the next installment of Monday Musing. Please sit down, put your figures together, work out what it is that you need, because those goals are attainable. But you need to have a plan to get there, and you need to break things down. Thank you for watching. Bye for now, everyone. Oh, Karen, thank you. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Leslie. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Bye.